Hello everybody, I'm /MVC. Welcome back to the Cataclysm. This is Marc's Hallucination, Vernon Ziegler. And he lives in this barn right here that he found just outside of North Jamestown. He came to awareness here in the motel where he had migrated to after Marc hallucinated him, and once recruited by Marc in this area, moved into the motel and waited it out and came into awareness only when his creator died. Vernon seems to share Marc's map memory, and presumably his vehicle memory also. Does he know that Marc left a vehicle in this area? Yeah, he does. He knows where Marc's hippie van is, for sure. He knows where the crashed pod is, and everything. Here's something I was curious about, and I haven't checked yet to see. Does he have Marc's diary? Yeah, he does. So this is something that Vernon can use to research his own origins. I don't think there's anything in here about Vernon, though. And I'm not going to read the diary today, but we'll get there. Let's read his very last entry, just for fun. In case you missed the Marc Crump episodes, they're in the other playlist. They're in the Cataclysm Scenarios and More Cataclysm playlist. Marc's last diary entry reads, I don't know why it started at the bottom. Marc's last diary entry reads, Dear Diary, the horror. Since my last entry, Gary and I got the hippie van running so I could drive us to the north end of the city and meet with the survivor group there. So Vernon is part of that hallucinated survivor group. Of the over 20 survivors in the vicinity of the Jamestown Hotel, not one of them proved to be a real flesh and blood person. All of them were figments of my imagination. Gary never let on that he knew. He kept ranting about burning down that restaurant in, I call it Dyersburg, but I think the town is called something else. He kept urging me to pull over so he could pulp a corpse. He stood alone in battle while I tried to recruit my fantasies. We traveled to Dyersburg, and together we ventured into the city. Gary fought like a berserker, and in the end all else were defeated, but Gary lay immobile on the sidewalk, begging me to finish the quest. I left him behind. The quest is ended. The restaurant is burnt. I burned Gary, too. Then I stood unprotected in the womb of an irradiated sarcophagus and burned myself with its invisible flame. Part of me wanted to die there. Part of me did. I've been driving aimlessly for days now. I have never been so lost or so alone. I'm going to say maybe Vernon doesn't have the whole diary in his pocket, but he remembers Marc making that entry. And maybe when we discover Marc's body, we'll read the entire diary. Today, I want to do a quick zoning thing. If you don't want to watch that, skip ahead about hopefully 5 minutes. Got a request in the comments to do a little zoning on camera, and so I might as well do it. We also did it in the Kanji Gurakawa episode 45, if you're interested. So here's the thing. I talked about in the Kanji Gurakawa episode personal zones, and I thought of a handy use for them. So the thing with a personal zone is that it moves with your character, so I will demonstrate. Right now we only have a zone firewood source, which keeps our brazier going. If I add a personal zone, I think I hit P to select a personal zone. And I was thinking I would use unload everything as a personal zone. We'll detach pouches, we'll detach mods from weapons, and we will always unload even if the container has a valid sorting location. Okay, the first point will be on our character, and the second point will be on our character. The other thing I thought would be a handy notion. I'm going to hit P again for another personal zone. And what we'll do is we'll do unsorted also right on the character. And then I want to select 2 more zones. So what the character is going to do is wherever he happens to be standing, he'll unload everything and then he'll sort everything. Or not everything. He won't sort everything. But what I think we would have a fun time doing is getting the filthy armor and filthy clothing and moving it away from the character. So we may not necessarily want to pick all of that up, right? So we'll pick, let's say, just the north position. Okay, that can be filthy armor and filthy clothing. Or what do we do? Well, shoot, we did filthy something. I don't know which filthy I did. That's funny. I think I did the first filthy that I saw. So let's do filthy clothing. And we'll put it with the filthy armor there. Now, whether or not we want to sort anything else out of what we're standing on, I don't think so. Oh, strip corpses is also a possibility. So let's add that to where the character is standing. Okay. Now, let's save those changes. And I want to experiment on it by using this pile. So right here in this pile, I've got some food and I've got some stuff in containers. And there's clothing here. There's no filthy clothing here to experiment on. But I want to show you how the zone moves. So right now, whoops. Right now, if we look at our zones, they're right here, right? Now I move down here, and we look at our zones again, and they're in the same places in relation to the character. That seems awfully handy. So let's say we're standing here, and I hit the capital O key, and I sort out my loot, personal zones only. Okay. Now, it didn't move anything up here, because we didn't have any filthy clothing. Oh gosh, excuse me, my throat's bothering me something terrible bad. Okay, back in it. Okay, so it has taken the soap bars and washing soda out of the containers, I do believe. The ultralight battery has been removed from whatever it was in, and we've got an empty first aid box, plastic bottle, pink. You know what we ought to do? Is have a container zone, or sort these containers out of the stack. That would be handy. So let's hit a personal, let's add a personal zone here. And we'll add one for containers. Let's see, containers. Okay, right here. So container, now we know that filthy clothing and filthy armor will go this way. Let's make containers go that way. All right. Now if we hit O, sort out my personal zones. Okay, it has moved the containers over here. And I think that's kind of handy. Because mainly I want the stuff that I pick up to go into the containers that I'm actually carrying. I think that would be nice, you know? I think it would also be handy, like now what I can do is get this first aid box. And if I pick up some of this stuff, I wonder if I can insert it straight from here. Can I hit, how do I examine this? Examine, that won't work. Insert, I can't insert it from here. Okay, now if I look in my inventory, actually this is the better way to do it. I can select my first aid box and then highlight insert. And I think it will also look at things that are at my feet. Yeah, it will. So let's say we want to insert our adhesive bandages, aspirins, bandages, medical gauze. Now these plastic bottles didn't unload because it doesn't unload recursively, I think, or it's because antiseptic is a liquid, more likely. That's probably what it is. We only need 10 of those antiseptic, you know, for an emergency basis. Let's leave this one behind. So there you go. There's our things we want to insert into the first aid box. Could not put the antiseptic in there. Okay. Aborting. Did it abort the whole operation? No. The only thing it didn't put in there was the antiseptic because we didn't have room for it. So should we make room for that? Yeah, we could take the adhesive bandages out. Actually, do we need all the medical gauze also? Aspirin and bandages. All right, let's remove those. since after all, 6 bandages is enough for emergencies. See if we can insert them now. I'm going to open my first aid box and see if we can insert that antiseptic. It may have too high a volume. You know, which if it does, that's fine. There we go. I wonder, we could probably look at our first aid box and decide how much volume it's at. So it's at volume 2.9. Let's see, capacity 2.7. So how full is it? This is my question. Pocket 1, volume 0.72 of 2.7. And weight 2 of 6. All right, we've got room for more stuff, in other words. Actually, we've got a lot more room for more stuff. I'm thinking, can we whitelist this stuff now? Let me look at this here, and let's look at the pocket settings. So we've got, okay, the small plastic bottles right there. Okay, that's fine. If I look here, can I do whitelist, blacklist? Yes. And I want to whitelist the medical gauze. Okay, good. That removed it from the list. And we should be able to whitelist bandages. Thank you for being in alphabetical order. It's taken me forever to really realize that everything's pretty much in alphabetical order. So the other thing was what? Aspirin that I want to do? Okay, there we go. Now, item whitelist, aspirin, bandage, medical gauze. Should go in the first aid box by default until it fills up. So there you go. That's personal zones and some pocket settings for you. And we're done with that. Now we're going to do like the static zoning, so-called. I'm going to open these doors for light when it gets light. I think we've got a skylight above this area too, but anyway, I wanted to grab, well, let's get everything off the shelves here. Let's do all surrounding squares, and we'll move everything that way. Northwest. There we go. I'm going to hit comma to move everything. There we go. And then I'm going to hit the backslash key to drag this stuff over to our unsorted pile. I just wanted to get it off the shelves so that we could grab this stuff. I'm going to move them. I don't know what their storage volume actually is. It's a display rack. Actually, I think I can use / and I can maybe see the volume of the display rack. Yeah, 1,750 liters of storage on the display rack. So it's going to hold a lot of stuff, more than the floor, I assume. That's capital G to grab the display rack. All right. Excellent. There we go. We've got quite a bit of storage right there. Now we can add to it our firewood source block. I wonder if we could probably use a display rack shelf for firewood storage. I'm going to guess that's a legal thing to do. We've also got some storage over here, and we can use all of it, because if I'm crafting right here, it's going to look at everything in the room. I believe both sides of this aisle will be valid storage locations. But we do have more lockers, so we could move these lockers down, and what? Put a locker here and a locker here, possibly, just to get a little bit more storage space. I'm going to do / here and look at what is the storage space of a locker. So it looks like it's about 1,000 liters of storage on a locker. Yeah. Okay, what is the storage space of the ground? Will it tell us that? Ah, the dirt floor has 1,000 liters of storage itself. So the lockers don't actually store more than the ground does. Good to know. Good to know. These refrigerators are impassable, and I could block the doors with them. My goal here is I want to leave these doors open to provide light during the day to my crafting area, but I'm a little nervous about something walking up on me. It could happen because I'm in the forest. So I think I'll dig a couple of pits right here and put some spikes in them. Then if anything tries to come in the door, it'll fall in the spiked pit. This is shallow water, and it's not salt water. Okay. How much water do we have around us? That's about it. One little pool. I think that's infinite water, but I could be wrong. I wonder if it tells us. No, it doesn't really tell us. But if I look at it, oh, excuse me, like this. All right, great. I did a little research on the Cataclysm Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy as far as how I'm going to get feathers. The recommendation was that you can get them from bushes. Now, you can examine a bush like so, and it will say you forage through the underbrush. You didn't find anything. Well, that's a lot of running around and hitting E, as you can see, right? We can do an auto forage option. So there's a, let's see. It's either in the auto pickup manager. No, it's not here. I got no auto pickups enabled, but I should enable feathers probably. It must be in this options menu, general options, no auto pickup. There it is. Auto foraging is already set to bushes. Is that correct? I think I have to enable additional features. There we go. Now I auto forage bushes. Okay, so if I walk up to this bush, it automatically said you foraged through the underbrush, you found a hickory root. It will leave the hickory root at my feet. So you want to pay attention. There we go, I found some plant fiber. I'm just going to haul my foraged items back here for now. Okay, we found a rock, and what else? I was hoping we would just find a few feathers so I can look at the arrow crafting menu, so that's going to be my goal. But I really want to stay close to the barn, and I should probably go and get my weapon in case. Silver locket and a teddy bear. I'm going to grab these two items because I believe that, oddly, if a character sleeps with a teddy bear, I think it increases their comfort and or happiness. Found some hickory nuts there. Okay, there's some eggs, at least. We found a snail. It seems as we're doing this that... Ah, there we go, we got it. Alright, 80 feathers. Hey, you find more feathers at a time than I thought you would. That is alright. I don't know if the bushes respawn loot. I think they might, but who knows. I'm gonna drop the eggs and stuff into our unsorted pile. Actually, before I do that, let's show another feature. Since we're trying to do kind of more instructive video early on in the series, in case new viewers have joined. Here's the thing we're going to do with favoriting our items. So I'm going to look at my items, and I'm going to say, all right, whatever I'm wearing, that's a favorite. I go to the bottom of the list because it usually moves it up when you favorite it. And I can say, yeah, everything I'm wearing right now, I can't seem to favorite my wool scarf. Oh, there we go. I want to favorite that stuff, and I want to favorite my gun and ammo, right? Because we don't want to drop that stuff. What do I want to have on me at all times? Lighter, flashlight, makeshift crowbar, makeshift hammer. I always want to have a pair of scissors and a rudimentary lockpick, and a screwdriver set, and a Swiss Army knife. These are basic tools, right? Now, as far as I always want to have my first aid box on me. All right. Now, nothing else is really necessary, right? So, I can hit drop, and I can just hit the comma key. Okay. Oddly, the comma key did not work. All right, let's hit drop, comma key. Hey, what's going on here? Oh, my bad. It doesn't happen instantly. Okay, I hit drop. If I hit the comma key, it's going to select everything that's not a favorite. So as you can see, the first aid box was not picked, but everything else was here. None of my clothing items, and nor my equipped gun and ammo was chosen, and none of my tools were chosen to be dropped, but I've got a plus sign in front of everything else. If I hit comma again, it'll turn it off. Hit comma again, it'll turn it back on. So we've selected everything that's not favorite and dropped it all. Oh, okay, now there were some work pants in my inventory that are filthy. So I want to try to see if it'll move those things over using our personal zones. This will be a good test. Sort out my personal zones. Okay, we added a few more containers down here. And then also it did move the filthy clothing to that location right there. So how cool is that? It did not, you know, do anything to harm the eggs, and it didn't dump the liquids. That's important to know, because I definitely don't want to be dumping my liquids. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do here, we're going to do a zoning thing. Doesn't really matter where I put stuff as long as it kind of sorts out. The only thing I see as a problem with my current setup, however, is going to be that I don't think I can step on that brazier while it's on fire. Will it warn me? Yeah, see, it'll warn me. Which means I won't be able to reach the corner of my storage area. I think I need to move that brazier. The thing I like about the brazier where it's at is that it's lighting up those areas, but we can't reach them. Oh well. Let's examine the brazier, extinguish the fire. Can I grab the brazier? I can. And then I can just move it right there. And then ungrab it. Okay, now we can access our storage like we should be able to, and that's our firewood. Now, I've only left myself like 4 zones over here, because that's about all the storage I've got. Could probably slide the water over here on the other side of the table and put 3 more display racks, which have a lot of storage, if we have 3 more display racks, but no, I think that's all of them. We could check the house. I don't know what's in the house, because I forget. I haven't been in the house in a couple days. Let's have a look at this destroyed house. We got a table in there, and man, everything is just destroyed. We got a large rock there. We got a lot of oh yeah, there's practically nothing left of this house, is there? Whoops. Oh, that startled me. Okay, I found some fresh rhubarb. There's a bed here we don't need. Okay, here we go. This is a dresser, and the storage capacity of a dresser looks like 1,000 liters. It's the same as the ground. Got a large rock in the bathtub. Withered plants, and a sink that we can smash to get a faucet. Here we go. We got more display racks. 3 more display racks. I wonder if this can be taken down and carried. I kind of doubt it. So if I'm going to take these things, I got to drag them. My theoretical understanding of survival has increased. I wonder, do you use twigs to craft arrows? I'm going to guess probably not. you know of nothing you can craft with it. So there you go. I've done a little bit of auto foraging and my survival skill went up. That's going to be handy because I think we needed some survival skill to craft crude arrows anyway. So I'm just looking at the path I'm going to have to drag these display racks through. Okay, we drag them up here. Alright, but if I put a display rack here, then my brazier's in the way once again. Okay. Let's move the brazier out of here entirely. We'll put it all the way over here on this side. Wait. Push that over there. We will enter the bedroom by pulling one of those. Okay. There, let's move that over there. Then we'll move our water. Whoop. Okay, we wheeled the water. What we do. Wheeled the steel drum of clean water. We'll just drop it off, I don't know. Right here should be fine. Then our firewood source we can move over here by the brazier. And we're going to have to change the zone for that. So, firewood source, I want to edit that. Enter to edit. Edit position. Select the first point here. There we go. Okay, now we've got our brazier moved, firewood source, and we got room for 3 more display racks for storing our hoard. Oh, did I find anything here? Oh, okay. Actually, we'll just take them out through this door. This is the wonderful thing about the capital G key. I wonder if this would be easier if I dragged it behind me now. Yeah, see, it's hard to drag behind me without colliding with stuff. I think I'm going to keep accidentally stepping in that shallow water, but I'm not sure there's anything I can do about. There's stuff in the way. Okay. I think you have a hard time grabbing something if even a few nails or something is in your way. Yeah, there we go. This is a nice setup. I like this. Now, the fire may be too close to me, as far as it may warm me up too much. But we're going to come up with a better cooking solution later. So, all right, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 display racks that we can zone. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to add a zone. This is not a personal zone. And we'll start with... press ammo. We'll keep the weapon-related stuff at the end of the aisle, I guess. Or in the corner. Let's do it at the end of the aisle. Makes sense to me. We'll add a... if we're going to have ammo, then we want magazines. And guns. Weapon mods. And weapons. Alright, great. Then we're going to have a food and drink shelf. Let's do drink. We'll keep these right next to the table so we can sit here and eat and drink without getting up. So there's drink. Our drugs too, I guess. And also our food. And then of course we've got our perishable food and drink, which to me, about the same concept right now. There's perishable food and our perishable drink, perishable food. And we got to keep our books somewhere. And I'm going to keep our books right there on the crafting table for now. Then of course we've got armor and clothing and stuff to think about. We'll put it right there where it's accessible. So that will be armor. And clothing. Right there. I don't think we'll put filthy armor and filthy clothing in there. I think we'll just leave it on the floor somewhere and drag it into a corner. That leaves us with, let's say, fuel and containers. Let's see. Okay, so fuel we'll put here and containers with it, and chemical with it, and what else? Manuals and maps and keys, I think. All right. Okay, now I need a category for other. Put that right there. And we need a category for spare parts, which I'll put right there. All right, that's a great start. The unsorted zone, however, which I almost forgot to do. Let's make an unsorted zone. Unsorted is going to go basically from my chair down the aisle. Oops. Okay, that's already done. Save changes. Now, what we'll do, we'll just drag that filthy clothing. Yes. I'm going to drag everything here down to my chair. Then we will sort everything. Oh, you know what? Okay, when I did all, it did personal zones also. I want to do static zones only. Every possible item. Really? Oh, because I didn't make a tools category, for one. Okay, let's add a tool zone. For now, I'll keep it with the weapons and stuff. Now I should be able to sort out static zones only. There we go. Perfect. So here we've got our clothing that's not filthy. We've got chemical stuff like soap bars up here and empty containers. Over here we've got our books and manuals. Over here we've got our tools and mods. Down here in the corner we've got our spare part related stuff. Down here the teddy bear went into the other category, and all of our food and drink and drugs are in one location. I love it. Question, do we have a candle? Now, can I use V? Oh yeah, it's nice because the display racks you can see into. Do we have a candle? No, we do not. Next thing I want to do is see about crafting arrows. So let's hit the crafting menu and look up arrow. Okay, right now we can't craft arrows. So it's a, let's look at our skills. I know we're lacking something like either fabrication. Yeah, we got fabrication 1, survival 1. I'll bet the hang up is fabrication, not survival. Could be survival. So we need to pick up some more fabrication skills. Okay. Do we have a book on that? Oh, okay. So this useless book went over here, and these manuals went up here. That's okay. For now, we'll wield the simple knife spear. Now, another thing I had on my to-do list was to go ahead and practice anything we could practice, because if we practice athletics, we can get our athletics to 2, and they're currently 0. This could have been what, the difference between life and death. In the last episode, Vernon Ziegler nearly died because of a low stamina pool and a low stamina regen, and I think athletics will help with that. So let's go ahead and spend the time to practice athletics. I want to get that as high as possible, as soon as possible. And we got 1 level almost instantly. Now I'm going to practice it again. We ought to be able to get to level 2. This is going to make a big difference, I think, in our stamina. I felt my torso getting warm 269 times. So we got on some pretty warm clothing, apparently. Now, without, some kind of workout equipment, we can't do more athletics. Now, we can practice bandaging because we have a bandage, so we'll do that. And we can, here we go. Basic carpentry will take our fabrication to the next level. So we'll do that in a second, but our character's thirsty right now, so let's go ahead and drink some water until he's hydrated. There we go. Alright, I want to practice my basic carpentry, which requires a tool with hammering of 1, cutting of 2, some planks, and some nails. Practice basic carpentry raises your fabrication skill and your basic carpentry proficiency. Looks like carving is a different proficiency, but it will also raise fabrication to 2. Which one do we want? Probably carving is going to be more handy, so we'll practice. You can't see to craft. Okay. Well, we'll start that fire. Now we can see. And we'll practice carving. Alright, very good. And that brought our fabrication to the next level. We can raise our marksmanship. Now if I go get I don't think we need to practice our bow because we've already got archery 2. This can bring our archery to 5. And what we need is 20 makeshift wooden arrows and some kind of archery target. So we're going to move in that direction here in a minute. Looks like we can practice fletching, and we have to have arrows. Everything is saying crude wooden arrows. Alright. Great. Let's see if we can craft arrows now that our fabrication went up. Yeah, we can. Wait a minute. We've got a wooden arrow rest. A small extension above the grip, which an arrow rests upon while being aimed. Am I hitting the wrong key? There. It improves accuracy with no drawbacks. Okay, we need to make sure and make that mod. It decreases the arrow dispersion and it is used on a bow. Attach as a gun mod. That's as opposed to the, that's a wooden arrow rest. This one probably lowers the dispersion even more. Same thing, basically, but it uses a firearm repair kit, solder, and a plastic chunk instead. Let's make a wooden arrow rest. Okay, great. You put the wooden arrow rest on the desk. Why does this have a in progress? Oh, in progress carving. Oh, okay. I don't want that. I don't know how to get rid of some of these in progress things. If anybody knows, please let me know in the comments. Let's get our bow. We do have makeshift wooden arrows. I'm going to take... it does not fit in any pocket. We need some way to sling our bow, don't we? I'm going to wear the quiver. I want to take the hunting knife. I'm going to wield the bow. For now. Drop the simple knife spear. And grab the arrows. Now I wonder if they automatically went into the quiver. Let's look. Quiver is containing makeshift wooden arrows already. Good. Look at our character in the light here. There's Vernon Ziegler, bow in hand. Now we should be able to practice something archery related. We need a bale archery target to raise our archery to 5. I believe we can maybe make that. We need more arrows to practice with, though. Okay, makeshift wooden arrows. We still can't make makeshift wooden arrows yet. So we probably lack another level of fabrication or archery or something. Okay. Let's attach that mod. Can we attach the arrow rest? Requires a marksmanship of 1 to attach the mod to the bow. We can get marksmanship by practicing a tool of gun or more, 1 gun or more. So I'm going to do practicing my marksmanship. Okay. Okay. I have practiced my marksmanship, so now I should be able to attach that wooden arrow rest. There we go. To the modern recurve bow. It will increase the weight. No, it will decrease. Yeah, it will increase the weight by a bit. It will lower the dispersion from 960 to 940. Let's do it. Okay, we attach the wooden arrow rest to our bow. Okay, so I'm kind of up against a weird thing here. I can't raise my archery without a target, but I need 10 more arrows. We could go ahead and craft the target, but we still need the 10 more arrows, which I can't make for whatever reason. Fletching we can't do because we need... It says we don't have 4 crude wooden arrows, but we do. But anyway, plant fiber. Oh yeah, we need to drag those things inside. And apparently we've favorited some plastic bottles. Okay. Handguns. Knitting launchers. Okay. Interesting. Imaging bows. Oh, look at this. Expert archer's form. Cannot be crafted because you lack basic archer's form. Oh, that's interesting. So at some point, that would raise our archery to 3. And you could practice it if you picked up basic archer's form, I guess, from experience. We could practice our melee and raise it up to 3 with a Balkan cudgel or quarterstaff, and that is the only requirement. Now, this character is definitely going to be doing some melee, so that would be worth doing. Let's see if we can craft a cudgel. Yes, we can. Let's make that cudgel. Uh-oh. Decayed pouncer spotted. Stop crafting? Yes. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh no. This is a normal looking cougar, except that its hind legs are swollen and its eyes bulge with black goo. Well, we found our cougar, ladies and gentlemen. He died at some point, came back as a decayed pouncer, and yeah, he's definitely fresh res too, or he got killed again. He's only got 1 HP. Okay, here's my question. Where did we drop our melee weapon? We dropped it up there where we picked up the bow, right? Okay. We're going to have to fight this decayed pouncer. Well, we could shoot him. I'm going to try to use our melee weapon, though. Okay, run back into the dark. I hear a brush. Okay. Let's go back to walk. Let's wield the... usually if you hit 0, it will pick up what you want. There it is. Simple knife spear. Vernon Ziegler, hanging out in the barn, leaving the doors open, sitting in front of the fire, making a beacon of himself. Heard the brush move outside the barn. The yowls of an undead cougar get his attention. With great trepidation, he moves forward. Simple knife spear in hand. All right, here comes the cougar. I'm hoping that he'll try to jump over some of this. Yeah, the cougar clambers over the barrel of water. Is it going to jump? You hear a clang. Do not break my barrel. And the decayed pouncer jumps right beside us. With one strike, Vernon Ziegler impales the decayed pouncer for 55 critical damage. Looky there. Nice. Way to defend your barn, Vernon. Do we want to butcher that thing? Why not, right? Oh, but I don't want to butcher it here, and I didn't want to kill anything in the barn either. Oh well. We'll make this the butchering area over here, I guess. Later, when I have make a butchering rack, or I can hang something up there. I don't know if we can butcher in the dark. The only option I get is dismember because it's too dark. Okay, that's fine. What we'll do is turn our flashlight on. Then we'll butcher the decayed pouncer, and we will actually... It has no organs, by the way. Just dissect this thing. 1 fine cutting. It's pretty low for dissecting. And it can give us principles of biology and principles of zombie biology. So let's do that. We're going to study the... I'm going to study living things. You got to bear in mind, Vernon only became flesh a short while ago. He knows nothing about flesh itself or zombie flesh. What we came out of that with was tainted meat, bones, and bone marrow, and a tainted pelt. We can use the tainted fat to make candles, theoretically. Don't know about the rest of it. I was hoping to get a skull or something. Wouldn't that have been cool? I'm going to grab the tainted fat. It says that I carefully record the creature's vulnerabilities. So if we look at our proficiency list here, we've picked up a little carving proficiency. And principles of biology, that was 3%. And we're working on our wound care. Oh yeah, we need to keep practicing our bandaging, maybe. Anyway, let's see if we can make a candle with his fat. Yeah, here we go. So you need a tool of containing a nearby fire. Oh, we need tallow or wax. So we need to turn the fat into tallow first. Tainted tallow only requires clean water and tainted fat. We can do it. Okay, let's make some tainted tallow. Cool. and then we put it on the desk. I always like crafting in front of a desk. Now, you see how this smoke is over here? At some point, that smoke is going to affect us. This brazier needs to be moved over so we don't wind up in the smoke. I don't know if we can grab it while it's still burning. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, that's not good. When I move... Don't move a burning brazier, people. Don't do it. Don't move a burning brazier. Oh, shit. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. What is sitting here? Oh, no. We got a whole bunch of stuff sitting there. The Homebrewer's Bible, leaves, food. Okay, first things first. Let's get the table away from the fire. There. And, that's out of the way. Great. Let's move all the stuff that's right here. It says fire, danger. Move everything over here. No eligible items found to be moved. There. Wait, that moved them southwest. East. Okay, we got the items out of the way of the fire. Oh, okay. That's nothing but hot air now. Holy crap, I almost burned my barn down. Okay, let's pull that back over here. Now, those items are back in the... really step into the smoke? No. Those items are back in the unsorted zone. So let's go ahead and sort out my static zone. There we go. Alright, I forgot what we were doing. Oh, we made 2 tainted tallow, so we should be able to... How much tallow do we need for a candle? We need 4 tainted tallow. Alright, so we don't have enough tallow yet to make a candle, but that was worth getting started on. Excellent. Alright, we've made some progress on our base. But you see what I was talking about worrying that an animal would wander through these doors? It's not a good situation at all. Now, it's 4 a.m., so the light should start coming in. I'm going to turn the flashlight off. Yeah, so we're starting to get a little crafting light now. Is that water container getting in the way of the light, I wonder? Oh, there's nothing to grab. No, it shouldn't, because we can walk right over it. Alright. As far as crafting an archery target goes... Yeah, box archery target. No, that's a cardboard box and a whole bunch of anything. Can we fill it with... I want to fill it with hay, is what I was thinking. So we've got cotton patches, leather patches, lycra patches... neoprene, patchwork, synthetic fabric. No. Okay. So I thought that there was an archery target made out of hay bales. Remember, we saw it on the practice menu, I think? We were down here in intermediate archery. Bale archery target. Yeah. Let's look for bale. Uh-huh. We don't have enough skills to craft that yet. So do we lack survival skill or fabrication skill? That is the question. I'm going to go ahead and do a little more bushes searching. Forage through the underbrush. Yes. I wonder why it asked me that. Should have automatically done it. Huh. I guess because I had multiple underbrush options there. Let's see. Okay, we can piddle around maybe on this forest trail. I don't want to get too deep into the forest or too close to that cave right now. So we'll just do the edges of this. There we go. What do we find? Mugwort. We probably ought to look at what we can cook with some of the things we're finding also. Dog bane? Hey, look, there's logs laying here, just waiting to be sawed. There's a newspaper page here. The newspaper article reads, "Leave it to the experts." General says, "Do not attempt to deal with people acting violent or unusual yourself. If you see someone dangerous, report to the nearest military or police blockade for assistance. Even guns are to be avoided. Loud gunfire may attract more rioters than you have ammo." That is good advice, General. Thanks for the tip. Just a random glass bottle laying out here. Well, I'm not sure what to do next without getting on the Cataclysm, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Cataclysm, and looking up what the requirements are going to be to make a wood arrow. So I'm going to take a pause right here, look that up, and hopefully we'll make some arrows, maybe an archery target, and wrap the episode up. So I will be right back. Alright, I looked that up, folks, and here's the skinny. I think I need Survival 2 to begin doing crude arrows. So let's look here. Survival is 1 and 6%. So walking around and grabbing stuff off these bushes is going to be both beneficial in so many ways, and it's also going to increase our survival skill to the point where we can craft the arrows. So I'm going to leave it off here. I hope you've enjoyed this episode as much as I have. I'll be back in the next one for more Vernon Ziegler playthrough. And in the meantime, take care of yourselves.